respecting other people's dietary restrictions and or simple wishes. And so thank you for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. Right now, I want to talk about something I think we all could possibly either be a little guilty of and or have had, this sort of infringement of the social code placed upon us. And one of those things is respecting other people's dietary restrictions and or wishes. And so check it out. It's sort of like this. If I went over to your house and you told me that you didn't, drink sodas because of the sugar content, right? I think that I would be a fool and just really inconsiderate if I were to just like take over some fizzy pop to your crib, only because even if that item was meant, just for me, the fact that I am taking it upon myself to put my needs above the host's needs in regards to a simple wish in that regard. Now, how about vegan friends, vegetarian friends, and actual dietary restrictions? How many times do we not want to cook for these people and or go out with them because of those certain restrictions that they have, right? And or wishes. And I know it's like a meme. I know it's a joke, right? It's sort of like, this guy's asking for gluten-free pizza. I'm not sure if there's really, and it's sort of like, to some of us, even if it doesn't matter in a way that will drop dead and keel over if we consume such, we don't consent to wanting to feel the kind of way that we do after ingesting a certain kind of food product. And you don't have to have a crazy, food condition to recognize when you do or don't like some food. And so I ask this of everyone, right? When you are going over to somebody's house or, somebody invites you to a place, it's so important that whatever the host wants, the host gets when it's in the host's house. You feel me? And by that, I mean, if somebody explicitly says that they're trying not to have sugar in the house, well, then I feel like it's the people that in that house that are responsible for the decisions that either make or break that deal. It's the outside influence of other people that sometimes muddles things in that regard, right? And so, again, anytime you're over at your buddies or something and they tell you they don't like sugar or that they're trying to quit sugar or and you bring on over like some juice or something, just something chock full of sugar, again, I think it's pretty revealing in that you really don't care at all about that person. You didn't even consider the fact that they don't want that item in their house, and that there are alternatives. If you really wanted to be thoughtful, that person, still drinks soda maybe, just without sugar, these very basic things. Allergies, making sure that people, again, enjoy what they're eating, but also are not going to be enabled to do things they don't want to do either, right? I mean, I think it'd be kind of messed up if one of my friends came over, with like a bag of steaks from Outback, right? As I'm trying to like openly discuss how my consumption of meat is something that I want to lower, right? Again, it's just not helpful. It's enabling and it's an insult to the person who's specifically asked that you support them in a way that requires you to do just a little bit of caring. And whether or not that caring is recognized is by your actions and behavior. Okay? So, when your wife says she doesn't like this restaurant and you still take her there after she's told you she doesn't like it, you probably aren't going to have the best experience, right? Because I often find, and I know that's a very simple example, but again, I often find that being an active listener And sometimes even if you don't believe, right? Like believe more or less in what they're feeling because of your inability to feel that because of the lack of experience. I still feel like you have to be respectful of people in that if they tell you to not do something, you should probably not do it. And if somebody's going to break that rule, it's going to be the person that made it, not anybody else involved in that, because that changes outcomes in an unfair way. So, again, when you're going on over to somebody's house or you're a continued guest within their home, please listen to what the hosts in that home ask of you as it concerns their diet and preferences. I mean, goodness sake, what's the worst that can happen? You accommodate somebody, you give them what they want, you're helpful, you get, a real relationship, and knowing that this person isn't trying to enable you, they're trying to help you. It's like a smoker smoking around somebody who wants to quit smoking. That's probably the best example. I mean, at the very foundation of potentially losing all of that work as a result of somebody else's inadequacy to really gauge their impact on other people's behavior, and not so much even their own, because that's on us. You feel me? At least that's how I think about it. That's like a self-accountability. So again, it's the little things in life that people notice, and I know that I notice them tremendously, and it means a lot to me because I try not to enable people, and when I do, and I have in the past before, it's not a real good example of the person that I am, and I have made mistakes, but I think I'd be a fool if I didn't want to learn from those mistakes, you know what I mean, and like actively look for a solution to make that not happen again, right? To prevent that, because I know how it feels, and I don't want other people to feel that way because of me, and full circle, I'm not a perfect person, and I'm sure I've done these things, right? So it's just growing up and being mature and being able to think about another person, like actually think about them. You know what I mean? Like, I know it takes a lot of work sometimes because we got a lot going on in our own lives, and it may not seem like a big deal to random dude down the street that you go see, to hang out with because you're buds. Like, it matters. And if you change that behavior, you're going to be more successful with long-term relationships, and the stability and the comfortable level, like the comfort level of which is going to be exemplary. It's going to be smooth ridings, I mean, seriously, like, it's like night and day, right? So be mindful of other people's dietary restrictions and or preferences, because again, the little things matter a lot, and when it concerns food and the things that go in your body, I'd say it's a little bit more than simple. So let's appreciate those who are considerate in their actions as it concerns our own self-image and support of that self-image, even if it's something that another person may not be doing in their own lifestyle. You feel me? So be nice, be kind, be considerate.